now the Democrats are getting crushed. Like the Republicans are just using AOC and like as a bat and being like, oh, look at Virginia. That's why they lost.
It's true.
You know? So
Gloriously.
anyway, yeah.
Well, they blame white supremacy for that, not AOC.
Well, just like that clown Jimmy Kimmel. Do you see that?
Oh God.
Kamala Harris's legendarily low approval ratings aren't because she's terrible, but because racism. He said that.
And sexism.
We voted for Barack Obama.
No, it doesn't matter. And then he says she practically has no job anyway. How can she have what? You think the vice president does nothing? That's what he thinks.
Yeah, he thinks that the vice president just sits in like a padded room and just in case something happens. Well, that's probably the perception you would have if you watched what Kamala Harris does. Right. Imagine a world where I'm like, hey, Adam, you're chief lemonade officer and the stands right down there. I just need you to manage that. And then 8 months later, you still haven't walked down the driveway to look at the lemonade stand.
My approval rating would probably dip in the lemonade.
I'm guessing the lemonade community would probably be mad.
Yeah.
And they just, I don't understand it. It's like, what do you mean? Nobody, by the way, nobody liked her before.
This is true. Nobody liked her.
She got destroyed in the primaries. Nobody liked her then. The only reason, we all know the only reason she's on the ticket. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, Biden said it.
I'm not going to go.
I'll go there. Hold on. I'll say it. Biden actually came out and said it. He's like, well, I'm going to choose a woman of color to be my vice president because that's where we need to be there. Yeah, votes and you know. Well, forget meritocracy. I don't want the best person for the job. I just want to pick a black woman a woman of color. And then, of course, it happened to be Kamala Harris, who, funny enough, Biden was probably the one who hated her the most during the primary.
She called him racist
and said she believed Tara Reid.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, so wait, you're going to work with this racist who sexually assaulted somebody. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah. She doesn't care. She's like, yeah, whatever. I'm down. I just want the power.
She never cared in the first place. That's the hilarity of it all, is that she never cared in the first place.
Never did.
She knew, and then it's so sick to me how like all the bums that made it to like the primaries, they all just got handed like jobs that they were grossly unqualified for. Pete Buttigieg. Transportation secretary. Why not?
Yeah. Like, all right. Now I'm going to go on vacation for 6 months.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go buy a baby.
6 months of my job.
Work. Yeah. Like, I have no problem with him purchasing a child, but I do have a problem with him getting a job. Like it's like, it'd be like interviewing somebody who's 8 months pregnant. Sorry, you're not getting the job.
Right.
Like, come back.
Why would I hire you right now? You're about to have a baby and be gone it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's just,
well, what makes him qualified anyway to do that job? You know, he's coming out and saying that roads and bridges are racist and there's overpasses that were built to prevent buses to bring people of color to the beach.
1,000 years ago, one racist built a low bridge to keep blacks off a beach, and suddenly all the roads are racist. That's essentially what I got from it.
As Shoe on Head came out and did a video, or she did like a voice Twitter post.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I can't believe I have to defend Buttigieg, but I live in Long Island and I see these low bridges and it's definitely racist. And I'm like, just because they exist. Do you realize how old that area was? It was built before cars.
Right.
Those bridges were there for horses. People would ride under with horses, not buses. How is it racist?
Yeah,
anyone could ride a horse.
Anybody could walk.
Anyone could walk under a bridge.
Yeah. All right. The bus can't make it under this bridge. Okay, take me to the bridge. Put a bus stop there, and then I'll walk the rest of the way. Now, I'm not saying like, I mean, again, these are, it's very typical of, well, everybody really, but it's You take one example. Let's say everything they say is true, that somebody was deeply racist and they built these bridges like,
yes.
Yeah, keep the blacks out.
We both have something here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so that happened once, and that's wrong.
100 years ago.
Yeah, 150.
Back when segregation was normal. For some reason, they want to bring that back. But
the same people, the same people are lose their mind over H.P. Lovecraft being racist 200 years ago.
When we have the most racist president of all of American history sitting in the Oval Office right now.
Yeah, undisputed.
Undisputed.
He's undisputed racist champion of all presidents. For number 46. Forever and always, the most popular president in the U.S. world history, forever.
Does that make all the people that love him racist? I'm sorry. I mean, you guys,
you voted for a racist.
That's their rules.
Yeah,
according to their rules, they're racist.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make the rules. I mean, they said that.
Did you hear his gaffe today? Or I don't know, racist.
He was a good Negro.
He said that.
A good Negro.
I just have to say, this is literally what Biden said, and it's on YouTube. There's a video of it, and it's still up. It's on the White House. I actually have it right here. I'm going to play it for you guys.
That's great.
Okay,
everyone should experience it.
This is. I just listen for yourself. All right, listen to this.
Watch the sign language for Negro too. That's always good. Yeah.
Hold on, I can't hear it.
No audio.
No audio. Oh, let me start it over. Hold on. I think I have to get rid of it and reshare because I don't know if StreamYard is funny. All right, but this is the same story. He keeps going with this too. Just for those who haven't seen this,
this is the corn pop guy.
This is the story that he told when he called the Pope. He's like, "You're an African-American baseball player," and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" And the Pope's like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, here it is. No audio again. What?
It's muted on the top.
Tell you.
There you go.
I know you're a little younger than I am.
Everyone is.
I've adopted the attitude of the great Negro at the time. Pitcher in the Negro Leagues, went on to become a great pitcher in the pros, into the Major League Baseball after Jackie Robinson. His name was Satchel Paige. And Satchel Paige, on his 47th birthday.
He was pretty, let me just translate that. He's pretty good for a black guy.
Oof. Well, he's trying to say his age. And that's actually his point when he was talking to the Pope. He's like, well, we're both old, but we're strapping young men at heart still. And it's like,
oh, yeah.
No, Biden, you're old. You are stumbling through every single thing you do. Literally everything he does, he's slowly having to get through it. And it's so bad.
Yeah, I'll give him look, either he's demented or he's not. So
right.
In my opinion, he misspoke, but he was going to say Negro League, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm going to say Negro," and it came out of his mouth. I think
oh snaps! That's behind closed doors speak.
Yeah, right. Darkies. It was. I mean, yes, there was a Negro League then. It wasn't like he was making that up,
right?
But all the things. And maybe I'm just in a bubble, but is there let's just compare him to Trump, even Obama, who rarely had gaffes.
Right.
This dude's been president for a year and he's had innumerable gaffes when he's talking.
Yep.
Trump never, he may have been riding the Adderall train. I don't care. The dude never was I'm trying to think, what was the biggest Trump gaffe? Sure he had some, but
Kofifi, I don't know.
Typos. I'm talking just when he's talking.
Right.
He never had anything like that.
Well,
gaffes sharp.
Dude, gaffes is one thing, right? Everyone can gaff. I've gaffed, you've gaffed. We're live, whatever. It's going to happen. And, he's sitting on a world stage. He's going to gaff. What I have problems with is the years of plagiarism. He lied and lied and lied multiple times in his life. Earlier on in his Senate career, he admitted that he was corrupt. Well, he said someone was asking him about corrupt politicians and what we do about it. And his response was, how do you know I'm not corrupt? That's how he responded. And it's like, that was at the beginning of his career. Yeah. And you don't think he's gotten more corrupt throughout the years? Look at his son. Look at what's going on with all of that the media is covering up for him. Like, this man is racist. The countless different racist things, the grooming, the touching children, like all the things about Joe Biden.
The diary.
The diary. Oh my gosh. There's so many things about this guy that, and as you brought up, like, well, what if it was Trump? If Trump had said this,
if Trump had sent the FBI to a reporter's house to raid it because they got a hold of some story,
right?
That's fascism. Like, yes, are you kidding me?
That is the fascism.
And
absolutely.
People are like, oh, it's Project Veritas, so they don't have constitutional.
Well, they're the fascists, so
right, yeah,
it's justified.
It was so it's so crazy to me that story, by the way, just came and went.
Exactly.
Nobody said. I mean, it was like, oh, FBI raids house of whatever. No, why did they raid it?
Right.
Because there was a diary full of potentially damaging statements about the president.
Right. Which has been authenticated as well. National File did some work on it, and it's been authenticated. It's hers.
How did he get that? Is there any like? Must have been like an old,
no idea,
garage, the White House garage sale.
But it doesn't matter. Project Veritas didn't want to even bring it out. They were trying to give it back to the authorities. So the real question is, who sent the FBI? Who was telling the FBI to go get that, go raid their stuff and get all that information? Why were they doing that, and who sent them? It's Biden's DOJ, isn't it not?
Well, it's the same thing with the parents, right? Parents showing up calling parents terrorists. Yeah, like
domestic terrorists. Yeah,
because why? Because they're worried about what their kids are getting taught. Like, it's amazing how hyper partisan people are, and just how much they're willing to turn a blind eye to because it's not their guy or because it is their guy. It's actually really sad.
Yep. I mean, I just want to let everyone know, if I did find Trump doing some illegal stuff, I would have been critical about that. Mm-hmm. I would have been on that and been like, I didn't like the fact that he was bringing back a lot of the environmental protections. Granted, I understood why he was doing it, so that we could become energy independent and also control the regulations on drilling in our country instead of going somewhere else where there was no regulations. People don't like to equate that, But so as I said, I understood. But as far as like illegal stuff, I did a deep dive on his life. I know about his bankruptcies. I know about how he cheated on his wife. I didn't like that about him. I called him out on that. I thought that was terrible. But I don't know his situation or the relationship they had. I know that happened, and his wife was really bummed about it. But this is back in the 80s. So like, I'm not revering
every president ever has cheated on their wife.
Exactly. Right. I mean, okay. People.
I don't think that.
Clinton's in the clear.
Yeah, right. Right. I mean, Kennedy, didn't they used to sneak Marilyn Monroe in under the tunnels of the White? I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I know that people, for example, people who are maybe more religious or family oriented would be more offended by that. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying my perspective is, I don't care if Donald Trump is cheating on his wife every night and snorting lines of Adderall to get through the day, as long as he's crushing it for this country.
And he was. That's for sure.
I don't care. Like, and the idea that like, oh my goodness, I remember when there was a big like, oh, Trump's taking Adderall. You mean like 60% of the kids in this country?
Right?
Like, are we really? Yeah. I mean, even if he was, who cares? And like, you don't think presidents were handling lines of blow all day long?
You don't think Biden's getting something shoved up his in his veins every day?
He's getting something. They all are. So like, for me, all that stuff, like, that I don't think that makes them a good human, and I wish they wouldn't be, or I wish they would be good humans. Right. But like, I don't. What? Oh no, a business paid the least amount of taxes as they could. Hello, like
Wouldn't you want to pay the least amount of taxes that you could?
Start the line. Yeah, start the line if people want to pay more taxes. Okay, like
go ahead. You could be first.
Yeah, you go in there, you volunteer. By the way, there's a link to the IRS where you could just give them money. Like you can.
What?
Yeah, you don't have to owe taxes. You can pay in voluntarily more. Like Hassan, he's a big socialist. He's buying $1 million houses. Why doesn't he just give extra money that he wants 80% tax on millionaires? Socialist. Why doesn't he just do it? Like it's he's selling $75 t-shirts. I mean, that's socialist as it gets.
Doesn't he make $200,000 a month or something? Is he not a millionaire yet?
He's a multimillionaire.
Dude,
he sells $75 t-shirts.
It's insane.
So like, I'm just saying, like, I don't care. Maybe there must be a group of people that care about, like, when people like the Trump taxes thing went on for what, a month?
Right.
And I was like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like,
no one did.
No one cared.
I don't think they did.
No one that voted for him cared. Only, like, even the whole grab him by the stuff. Nobody cared. Oh no, Donald Trump's a sleazeball. Shocking. Like,
all humans are sleazeballs.
Yeah, like
everybody's had that conversation with somebody in their life.
Some guy,
or
private,
thought those thoughts. Don't even stop. Don't front with me.
I mean, a private conversation with somebody, where dudes do what dudes do, and they're like, like it's the same way that we talk about our wives when they're not in the room. Like, there's that one of the Key and Peele sketches, which is hilarious, where like the woman's bossing him around, and like he's with his other friend. He's like, yeah, and I told her, I said. And he was like whispering, like he was trying to act all tough to his other friend. Like, that's how men are. Like, it's just, whatever. Right. I told that woman to get back in the kitchen and make me a steak. Nah, you didn't.
Nah, you didn't.
Nah, you didn't do that.
Exactly. Right. Like, Trump didn't actually go out and grab someone.
No, he never did that. Right.
No.
Yeah, he just said it because he's a sleazeball, and we all, So, yeah, it was.
We all are. Admit it.
We all have our moments, and it was a hilarious thing to witness.